Hi guys, welcome to the first ever 7-minute conversations here on my YouTube channel. Firstly, shout out to Brand SA for giving me such an opportunity. I am so humbled. And you know what? Look, the conversations are going to touch us, they're going to move us because we are talking to leaders who are true change makers, people who understand that giving or fighting poverty or loving other people is not an act of charity, but it is an act of justice. And that is what we are talking about today. Super excited. I know you guys are wondering who is my guest and why she is my guest. It is the lovely Miss Gerry Elsdon. I like to call her Mrs. Gerry Elsdon because, you know, us Africans na learn Nipo. But really excited to be having her in this first episode of the Mandela Day YouTube series. And the reason why we did this is because she is here. And she is here. She is joining. She is here, she is here. She is here. You didn't join with audio.
Yeah. Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm so happy to see you. I wish I could literally just give you a hug.
Now, I can't see you.
You can't see me. Yay!
No. Oh, there you are. I've been holding up quite well. You know, I think as a wife, a mother, and a business owner, a motivator, and a pastor, I've been very busy because more now than ever, people need motivation, they need counseling, we need to keep each other together.
Yeah.
So it's been a very busy time for me.
Wow, I love how you are saying we had to keep each other, you know, because that speaks to exactly why we're having this conversation on this passion of yours to constantly be a sister's keeper. Because I lack a better word, you know, just how you're always trying to pour more of yourself just for the betterment of others. When did it start? I know now you're a pastor. I don't know if you're a pastor. So now, when did it start, this love for people?
So I come out of one of those, my parents are rural people, and they grew up in a community in the Western Cape where the entire village was just my family.
Yeah.
So I was brought up to always be someone's keeper, because it's never occurred to me that that those people have their problems and I have mine.
Yeah, I love that.
My mother used to say that, no, it's actually quite rude what she used to say, but she did used to say, you've got to be so careful with your personality. You can so easily be taken advantage of. But I actually love being taken advantage of. It gives me something to do.
So now your work as an activist and as an ambassador for like people who have been affected by TB, what brought that about? Because I know that's one of the most, you know, things you speak so proud of, you know, to be a part of. How did that come about?
In our attempts to get pregnant, my body was the problem. And in further investigations, they discovered that I had TB, but not in the lungs. I had TB in my womb. And it was the reason for my infertility. And so, you know, you're shocked, you're calling mom, you say who in the family had TB. The doctor halted me and said, You have latent TB in your womb. It's not the contagious TB, so nothing in the lungs, only in the womb. Okay, so what do I do? He says, and in fact, it's interesting because I think people are still bewildered today with what to do when they find out that they have tuberculosis, and that's one of the reasons I had to get involved. Why are we bewildered? When we're one of the highest burden countries with TB, shouldn't we just find out that we have TB and know exactly where to go? We shouldn't be experiencing any type of bewilderment. And so I was like, and that is why I felt I had to shout from the rooftops. And so a lot of people, you know, with so many things, cancer awareness and other things, people happily advocate because they had cancer, even when they are in remission. They will encourage others to get tests, and they will. And so I started talking about TB even after I had my biopsies, and my biopsies had come back negative. And people would say to me, why do you keep talking about this? You're okay now. Why do you keep talking about it? And I said, why are you saying it so softly? And so I knew there was a stigma surrounding this thing. People were embarrassed about this thing. And if they can be embarrassed, I will be my sister and my brother's keeper. I will shout their names from the rooftops. I will tell people, she had it, I had it, you can get it, and this is how you take care of it.
My job is to really just cement that idea to say, this is not charity. We're not doing this because we are just bored and we want to help out the world. There is a need. And the fact that people don't have the information and you giving them that information, that is your way of just playing your part in terms of just giving these people this justice, this social justice, just have the information. That's exactly
and thankfully I have the blessing of having had a lucrative career, and now I have time. I understand. I've had to come to a point of maturity where I understand why there are others in my industry who don't give back because they're still building their careers. So when I knock at their doors, it's like, you know, my heart used to break, and now I understand that people have lives, and some of us are just born with that bone to give and do what they can for society.
Oh my gosh, I love that. We are going to actually capture that and make it the highlight to say, if you have that bone to give, continue giving. And that is our 7 minutes. That went out so fast. I wish I could still talk to you, but that's where we will cut it for the 6-7 minute conversations. But I'm just so inspired, right? I'm so inspired, and I want to just quickly chat to you more the whole time. Thank you so much for taking this time to chat to us.
Okay. Our next chat needs to be about climbing mountains, not just physical mountains, but attempting to go as high as you can, even with the limitations that you have set on yourself.
Oh my goodness. So, next conversation.